to talk about games that you can play with your dog. One, you can play a nice game of tug with your dog. A good bungee tug is good because then there's resistance. It makes it more entertaining, and if the toys squeak, that's also beneficial as well. But if you play tug, it's important that it's structured. So what that means is that you should always win the game, especially if you have a dominant dog. And if you have a submissive dog, it's okay to let them win, but you should end the game because that's very important. The dog should also drop the toy for you so you can initiate another session of tug. If you have questions on how to teach your dog how to drop a toy, you can definitely contact me. But you should play tug for a few minutes and then ask the dog to drop the toy. And then you can play tug for a few minutes more and then ask the dog to drop the toy. These rules also go for fetch. Fetch is a wonderful way to tire out your dog. So you would throw the ball for your dog, have them fetch it back to you, drop the toy, and even better, make them sit, and then you would throw the toy for them again. Having your dog perform obedience commands during play sessions helps keep the play session in control and makes your dog think while they're having fun. A great way that you can tire out your dog is by having them play chase with a toy. This is a great way for you to be lazy, but for your dog to burn a lot of energy. First, you need a stick. Now this is just an old riding crop I had, but you can get a branch or a dowel, and you're going to attach a toy to it. And then you have the dog chase the toy around. You can get the dog pretty active and have them follow the toy around without you even having to move. And it would be the same thing that if they grab onto the toy for too long, you would ask them to drop it, and then you would tell them to chase the toy again. The next thing we'll talk about is interactive plush toys. Now often I hear from owners that their dogs destroy stuffed toys. This is a natural instinct for the dog. Dogs are bred to destroy things. That's how they would eat in the wild. So it's not a surprise that many dogs de-stuff their toys. That doesn't mean that they can never have plush toys. These particular toys are meant to be taken apart. Now, when you're first giving your dog these toys, it should be under strict supervision. This way, if they start to destroy the toy, you can take it away. But I actually taught my dog not to destroy her toys by giving her these toys. So the toys are put together and you give it to the dog. She'll take it apart, and then if she starts to try and destroy the toy, you take it away for a few minutes, put the toy back together and give it back to her again. Over time, the dog will learn that she can take the toy apart, but is not allowed to destroy the toy. But they do come with replacement parts, just in case. These toys come in several different versions. There's tug parts, which are toys that have different pieces that Velcro together. These are fun to play tug with because the dog slowly gets to rip them apart, which is very satisfying for them. There's pull parts, which are toys that have 3 different pieces that the dog needs to pull apart so they can pull the arms out of the outfit, and then they can pull the little body off of the internal part. The arms squeak, the head squeaks, and there's a rattle inside the toy. There's also egg babies, which come in several different versions. This is the dinosaur. And these toys have little eggs inside a pouch in the belly that the dog needs to pull apart. Sometimes you have to teach the dog how to do this. So you would take the toy and squeak it and get them all excited over the toy, and then show them that you're putting the egg inside the toy. And then you give them the toy to play with. It may take some time, or you may need to stick a cookie inside to get them used to it, but once the dog figures out what the toy is all about, they will really enjoy it. Girl. Egg babies come with 2 eggs inside the belly, and 3 replacement eggs. So if your dog does happen to eat an egg, you still have plenty to play with. They also sell replacement eggs in packages of 3 as well. There's also a different line of interactive toys which are based around animals. There's hide a squirrel, hide a bee, and hide a bird. Hide a bee is a beehive, and there's 3 little bees stuck inside, and the dog needs to pull the bees out. Each of the bees squeak. Hide a squirrel is very similar. It's a tree trunk with little squirrels inside, and it does come in a smaller version for your small dogs. Also, all the feeder balls come in smaller sizes as well. Hide a bird is a little bird house that has little birds stuffed inside, and the dog shoves his nose inside and pulls all the little birds out. Then there's the iCube, which is a box that has holes on all the different sides, and the dog sticks their nose in and gets the little balls out. There's also Cagey Cube, which is a caged box that has different shapes inside. And then lastly, there's IntelliBone Dog. This dog is meant to be taken apart. It has several different rings on an internal bone, and the dog pulls all the different rings off of the bone, completely destroying the toy. So, the dog gets the satisfaction of destroying the toys, but doesn't actually destroy them. And they also have to figure out how to take them apart, which is very mentally stimulating. Burning energy doesn't have to be physical exercise, it can also be thinking. So, if you're going to teach your dog to jump through the hoop, first you need to get a hoop. They sell these at Target and Walmart, probably even Ocean State, really cheap. When you hold the hoop up, if your dog goes to investigate it, you should reward them with a cookie. Now Hannah's clicker trained, so I'm going to click before I give her her treat. The click means that she's doing the right thing by approaching the hoop, and that she'll be rewarded for it. The cookie is her reward. This takes bribing out of dog training. As you can see, she repeatedly bops the hoop because she wants her treat. So now I'm going to lower the hoop and try and lure her through it. Good girl. So just using my hand, I lure her through the hoop and click and then give her a treat. Now your dog might not do this so easily the first time. Often dogs are scared of hoops. So if your dog approaches the hoop, that's good. If it sticks its head through the hoop, that's good. And then work up to getting them to walk through the hoop. Over time, you can raise the hoop and get them to jump through it at higher heights. This burns energy in itself, and it made the dog learn something new. Yeah, ready? Through. Good girl. If you want the dog to do it on command, then you need to add a word to it. I use through, but you can use whatever you want. And to teach the dog the command, you're going to say the word as the dog is going through the hoop. You need to pair the action with the word for several times. This may take a few weeks until your dog does it just by the word. This is because dogs don't speak English. So you have to teach them what the word means by pairing the action of going through the hoop with the word through. Hannah, come here. Once you think your dog knows the word, you can test it. Hannah, through. Good girl. Good girl. Stay. Okay, Hannah, through. Good. Now, just like I recommended doing when you're playing fetch, you should have your dog be structured when they're jumping through the hoop. It makes them think. Hannah, go. Go. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Hannah, through. Good dog. Good dog. As you can see, there are plenty of different ways to burn energy with your dog throughout the winter months. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.